Your IP Duo is the only small kitchen appliance which features 7 different functions. The first thing you need to know about your IP Duo is that you don't need to be afraid of it as many people are afraid of stovetop pressure cookers. With 10 safety features built in, you can use your Instant Pot with confidence knowing that it is not going to explode. In addition, keep in mind that your Instant Pot operates at relatively low pressures of 11 to 12 psi or lower, depending on the pressure setting that you use. Even though we're going to go into lots of detail in this video, once you know the basics, your Instant Pot is actually very easy to operate and maintain. First, we're going to talk about the lid. Let's identify all the different parts that you need to know about. The lid consists of several important parts that you need to know about to keep your Instant Pot working smoothly. First, on the inside of the lid, there's the sealing ring. The sealing ring is what expands when being heated against the inner pot to seal the pot and build up pressure. You must make sure that the sealing ring is clean and well seated inside the sealing ring rack before every use. The sealing ring is made of a silicone rubber which can last up to 2 or 3 years under normal use. If you ever see any cracks or deformations in your sealing ring, you will need to replace it right away. Our sealing rings are extremely affordable, and it's always recommended that you keep a spare sealing ring on hand. You can purchase new sealing rings anytime at instantpot.com. Also, depending on how much you use it, eventually the sealing ring can become stretched. Notice in the picture how you can see the sealing ring rack even when the sealing ring is installed. If you notice that the sealing ring is not sitting tightly inside the sealing ring rack, you will have to replace it, as it may cause your pot to malfunction and stop sealing, leaving it unable to build pressure. Removing and replacing the sealing ring is very simple and easy. To remove it, simply grab the sealing ring with your thumb and index finger and pull it out of the metal sealing ring rack. To replace the sealing ring, simply tuck the sealing ring into the sealing ring rack, and then use your index finger to push down on the ring all the way around the circle. It doesn't matter which side of the sealing ring you choose, as both sides are identical. The next most important feature of the Instant Pot lid is the anti-block shield. Within the anti-block shield, you will find the float valve and the exhaust pipe, which we will talk about later. From time to time, you may want to remove the anti-block shield and make sure that everything is clean inside it. To remove the anti-block shield, simply grab it using your thumb and index finger and squeeze and pull up at the same time. It should pop right off. When your Instant Pot is new, however, you might need to apply a bit more force to pull it off. To put it back on, simply push it down until it is flush all the way around with the lid. The next most important feature of the Instant Pot lid is the float valve. This is the valve that pops up at the desired temperature and pressure to create a final seal for pressure cooking. There's really not that much to it. It's simply a small pin with a small silicone rubber seal on the end. The way it works is that once the required temperature and pressure builds up inside the pot, it causes this small valve to pop up and seal the pot. When it pops up and seals the pot, on the outside of the lid, you will see this. In addition, once it is popped up It keeps the locking mechanism of the lid activated to lock the lid to prevent accidental opening. If you ever lose any part of the float valve or see cracks in the small silicone ring, you can buy another one on InstantPot.com. The next thing you need to know about is the pressure release exhaust and handle. On the inside of the lid, your exhaust valve is secured by a locking washer and a nut that looks like it has a cross sign or plus sign on it. This security nut is designed to be an additional measure to keep food from seeping into the exhaust valve during venting operation. Please note, you should never have to remove the steam release exhaust pipe or the security nut. If the security nut ever becomes loose, simply screw it back on and hand tighten. Now, on the outside of the lid, you will find the pressure release handle. This is a fairly loose fitting handle that lets you control whether your pot is sealed or not sealed. From time to time, you will need to remove this steam release handle by simply pulling it out to make sure there's no food, debris, or anything else inside the steam release handle. For almost all cooking settings, you will want this steam release handle to be in the sealing position. The only time you will want to move it to the venting position is to do a quick release of pressure when you're finished cooking. Please see the manual for more information about quick release and when it is appropriate to do so. Finally, to close the lid, you simply need to align the arrow on the lid to the arrow on the base and turn clockwise to close it. You will hear a series of musical notes when the lid is fully closed. In addition, you will notice that the lid fins are aligned with the lid fin slots. Please note that there's a magnetic sensor to ensure the lid is fully closed before pressure cooking. If your lid is not fully closed, pressure cooking won't start and a flashing lid will be shown on the display of the control panel. And that's about all you need to know about the lid. Congratulations! You're a pro now! Now, in addition to the lid, there are basically only two other parts to your Instant Pot: the cooker base and the inner pot. The 3-ply bottom stainless steel inner pot is made from the finest quality 18/8 stainless steel. This steel is 304 food grade compliant to FDA standards. Your inner pot is designed to last for years and years. Depending on what you're cooking in the pot, you may encounter rainbowing effects in your inner pot, and that is perfectly normal and safe. However, if you ever desire to remove that effect, please see our FAQ section for directions on how to clean it. Your inner pot is also dishwasher safe. The last part of your Instant Pot that you need to know about is the cooker base. This base requires no maintenance and should never be immersed in water. Simply clean with warm, wet towel and wipe dry with a soft, dry towel to keep your cooker base looking brand new. It's advisable to unplug your cooker when not in use. However, when the control panel shows off, the unit consumes almost no electricity. Now there's a few improvements on the base of the new IP Duo that you should know about. First, your new IP Duo comes with a condensation collector cup. This is a new feature on the IP Duo and helps in the collection of water that may collect on the cooker housing from condensation or drippings when you remove the lid. To empty the cup, simply grab the top of it with your thumb and index finger, squeeze, and pull straight out. Also, The new IP Duo now has built-in 2 lid fin slots that allow you to insert your lid after removal. This is highly convenient when removing the hot lid after cooking, so you're not looking around your kitchen trying to figure out an appropriate place to place your lid. The lid fin slots are located on the right or the left.